Okay, so I have the front wheel system mounted in the Tire Razor. The Tire Razor is my machine of choice. Like I said, you pick any one you want, but trust me, you're going to want one. The interesting thing about the Carrera systems is you'll notice they have bushings even on the front axle, and that's just fantastic and makes it a lot easier to true these front wheels and tires. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with probably a 220 grit. I'm going to do one wheel at a time. I'm going to true this one up. We'll get the other one. Then we're going to mount the tires and true those as well. Then we can just repeat the process for the rears. But we'll get to the rears when we do a tire change. So I'm going to get these trued up, and then we'll get to the tires. Okay, so we have the tires installed. We're giving them a sanding to get them true. The left side over here is just about done. It's really close to being done. But I want to show you my method. I got it set at about 7.5 volts, not too high. And you just slide your sanding block underneath there. You can feel and hear the contact. And you just want to take your time. Slowly bring it across there. And bring it back. You'll start to see material build up quite a bit actually if you keep going. So when you do build up a lot of material, then you're going to want to clean this off. So I just use a good old-fashioned paintbrush. So if you got to clean the material, then get a paintbrush like I do, clean the material off of there, and then make sure you clean this channel out, because you don't want any rubber and buildup underneath here to get between the plate and the channel. And then you can just turn it back on and do it again. Now, as you can see, hopefully, this is kind of my rule of thumb. You'll notice all the tread design is missing all the way around the tire. The other side still has the tread design all the way. So this one is perfectly smooth. It's a slick now. So I just make sure the whole tire is a slick. I know it's trued. And now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so another thing I want to cover is another tool that you're going to need when you're just starting out, especially when you're going to start doing advanced tuning, is a good set of calipers. Now we're doing a video on calipers. Golly, it's just exciting. I know you guys are going to love it. But anyway, a good caliper. And what we're doing here is I'm just showing you the difference in diameter here of the tire. So this is the sanded tire, and we're right about 22.76, 22.75. And over here on the unsanded tire, we're going to drop it down. So 23.41. So you can see that you lowered the diameter of tire, and that's a good thing with these cars. That's a good thing, and that's going to happen every time you sand. Is you're going to decrease the diameter of these tires. So it's just something you need to know. And if you really want to be accurate while you're sanding tires, depending on the tire machine you have, you're going to want one of these, and that way you can match the diameter to each side. Given a few thousandths, you'll be good to go. Anyway, just had to cover that. So if you are beginning, just getting started, add this to your list. Get a good caliper. Okay, we have the rear wheel sanded. We've got our tires installed here, but I want to talk tires just a little bit. I love talking about tires. It's exciting, isn't it? Anyway, at the beginning of this, at the introduction, we were telling you about some tire sizes, and 22-10-3XD from Paul Gage is a great slip-on tire. Now this tire is just about the same size as a stock tire. So we'll measure that real quick, and we'll get right around 23.86, something like that, give or take. And we'll go over here to our stock, all installed, and you'll see 23.30. So they're real close. But what we talked about in the video is when we sand, what do? Well, we reduce diameter. So you can't sand this very far, and it's really just for the folks that just want a slip-on tire that's close to stock to just slip on and go and improve performance. They're not going to go through all this. So my tire size for this is 23-10 3XD, and we'll just measure that real quick. Let me get this zeroed for you. You always want to do that. And we'll bring it up here And we're talking, let's see here, get it, about 24.85, something like that. But remember, we're going to reduce that diameter when we sand. So that's why I choose the larger tire, because trust me, it's easier to take away than it is try to add to. Okay, so you're not gonna, you're never gonna get that back. So once you go too far, well, then you got to use another tire if you've just went too far. Now the other question people had is about the XD designation, and that is because of this inner rib. Now Carrera has a very good reputation for making this rib very large diameter. So what happens is the XD stands for extra deep, because here's a cutaway view of a tire, and you can see that what he does is he makes this groove for that rib deeper. That way you don't get the high center or crowning effect. He tries to match it the best that he can. So when you put the tire on the wheel like this, it's pretty flat and pretty true. So that's what the XD is all about. Well, anyway, we're going to put the 2310-3 XDs on here. We're going to true those up, and then we're going to get them on the car. I think it's going to look really good. Okay, so we've sanded this side. I was going to go ahead and check it with a caliper here, and we're just going to drop that down over there, nice and gentle like. 22.81. That's almost identical to our fronts. That's what I wanted, just about the same size. Close enough for me. Now we're going to sand the other side, and we can install the axle into the car. So there we have it. We are all finished. Fronts, rears, new tires, all trued up. We are ready to go. We're going to move on to the next step, which is our guide assembly. I hope you guys got something out of this, and always look forward to your comments. But so far so good. Let's move on to that guide.